Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hope everybody is doing okay. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hope everybody is doing okay. Turn the music off. Make sure my microphone is working. Let me welcome people in. Hello, Whitney. How you doing? The one true Whitney. Good to see you. Cindy from sunny South Florida. Good to see you. Mustang. Good to see you. True Crime Guardians with Hio. Good to see you. That's the channel of the week. Make sure you guys check her out if you haven't. Marcus Aurelius in the house. All right. So this will be a quick live. Just kind of want to go over some updates and just some, little things that are just things that are going to be going on. Not little, but things that are going on. So let me see something. So the family raised about, let's see, $24,843, and I noticed that it was closed. So the funeral is tomorrow. So I thought, they could have left it on for another day or two or three or a week, but they decided to close it. So that says something a lot about them. It's like, we got what we need for the funeral. Thank you so much, and that's it. You know what I mean? I've seen people just leave this up for forever, but they closed it. So that says something about the family's character, in my opinion. So the GoFundMe is closed, and it closed at almost 25,000, which is good because it takes about 20 grand to bury somebody. 20-ish grand. You guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys see what I put on the screen? Okay, that's good. So what about the I know there's a delay, but can you guys see what I'm putting up on the screen? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, so I know there's like a delay. I saw with the timer. I think there's like a 20-second delay or something like that. It's pretty long. I don't think it was that long of a delay. All right, cool, cool. Um, Here we go. So yeah, they closed the fundraiser, and the funeral is tomorrow, and I will be taking a trip out over there to Lake Elsinore tomorrow, and just yeah, just take a trip out there, and most likely I'm not gonna take, um, I may take pictures of the surroundings, or video, but of the actual funeral or the actual, event, probably not. Most likely not. Almost certainly sure not. So, um, it's more about paying respects. It's more about justice. It's more about support than anything. And I wanted to go take a trip out there anyway, and I wanted to take a trip out to for the Baby Manolito memorial too. I wanted to update everybody on the memorial. Someone had put up a tent. I might have an idea who did it, but I'm not too sure. But if I find out who did it, I'm definitely, give them a shout out and let them know, on the channel that, hey, what you did is great. What you did is amazing. And it just goes above and beyond. They had put a tent and put the teddy bears inside, all the stuffed animals inside the tent. So I thought that was really cool from the heart and just above and beyond, like someone thinking about that. I would never have thought of something like that. And I was like, wow, it just blew my mind. Like just just the heart of people when it comes to a heavy case like the baby Manolito in this case too. So I do want to share my screen. I want to see if this goes okay. Um, this came out today, and trigger warning: it is Nancy Grace, but she has some really good guests on here if she lets them talk. So I have to skip a bunch of it because it's not nothing new. It's also a lot of like you know um, holier than thou on your high horse. If I wouldn't do that kind of a thing, so I don't want to hear that stuff. I know you wouldn't do it. But you just never know the situation until it unfolds in your own house. I know. Uh, I saw a documentary today where a lieutenant, um, had issues with their teenage daughter, and that's a lieutenant. A missing persons case, lieutenant having issues with her daughter. I think she was like running away and things. So it can happen to the best of us. So, you know, sometimes I don't want to hear it, and so I'm gonna skip a lot of it. But there's a part over here that it's where I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna see if I can share my screen and then go from there. Yeah, for sure. The one true Whitney, meant to let someone talk. Yeah, for sure, Cindy, for sure. It'll be I'm going there with respect, with peace, and take some flowers and then fill the flowers, the vases, make sure they have water. Um, I mean, that's gonna be the first thing on my mind. It's just doing those things and then going to the baby Manolito. What is it? The memorial. And I'll probably take video this time just because the live wasn't great out there. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'll probably load a video, do a live later when I get Wi-Fi, and then like maybe show the video on there, and then post the video on my channel, just so it's like better quality, so you can really appreciate the site. I mean, I mean, it's beautiful. So I really want to check it out and find out who it is, and give him props, give him kudos, and just for doing something so wonderful. So yeah, trigger warning: this is Nancy, but I forwarded a bunch of the stuff, but there's a couple guests on here that I really think it's important. And another thing too is like they're mentioning now, like the news channels and reports. I didn't want to say it at first, and now everybody is and thank you, Della Dank, for sending me this video. And everybody now is reporting that the body is dismembered. Now it's like a thing. It's like everybody's going with it, and I think it's making sense because you'll see this, you're gonna see you'll see the trunk, the front of it, of the Tesla, and how small it is, which I wanted to check out, but no, I don't have to because in this I know it's fine, but the guest on here, the people that they have, I think it's really informative. So if you can just, you know, hold on tight for a minute, I promise you it'll be worth it. So everybody's reporting that she's been dismembered, that Celeste has been dismembered, and I think it makes sense. I think that makes sense, and I think they know more than we do. The news outlets, they have connections and things like that. But it's kind of, was she not? But now they're reporting it as that. So that was interesting. And before it came out of that, really more into the mainstream was I had a guest, I had Sarah on, and she was talking about that, and I was like, and I kind of pumped the brakes a little bit. I'm like, we don't really know, but now it seems like um, it's more what they're discussing. The mainstream media is dismemberment, and I kind of wanted to just let her talk, the profiler Sarah, but I think it was important to kind of not jump the gun a little bit. But now that the mainstream media is reporting that she is dismembered, I'm gonna bring her back on, and then we'll go over the notes that she had already put for that. And I think that's important because this guy talks about it. There's a guy that talks about it like that, and it's almost what she had said and thought. So Sarah is really good, and I'll bring her up soon to talk about that part. And it's a fine line sometimes. But let me play this real quick, and we'll go ahead and talk about it in a minute.
To thinking it's okay for their child to be with an adult male.
Nancy, I think they get swayed by the celebrity. They're not protected. They don't understand that they have a legal duty to their children. It reminds me of a dad in my practice once got into an argument with his 16-year-old, told the 16-year-old in session, if you don't comply, I'm going to kick you out of the house. And I said, if you kick him out of the house, I'm going to call Child Protective Services because you are his legal guardian. You have a duty to put a roof over his head, to nurture him, to make sure there's food in his belly, that he's going to school. You do not let a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 14-year-old come and go as they please.
All is forgiven, Melissa. But just FYI to the world at large from Melissa McCarty, who thinks children can come and go as they please. Yeah, no.
Well, Nancy, but to the point, we really don't know what was happening in home life inside the home.
Okay, I need you to, that's why I have you. Okay, even the little middle school boyfriend, you want me to play that again? Said something was wrong in the home. She was very upset. She was very sad. She thought her mother was very mean to her and she wanted to run away. So far, neither of my children have run away or even said the words run away. Not yet.
Yeah, let me skip this.
Okay, now, I'm not giving myself a gold star, but I can tell you this much. If one of them disappeared, all hell would break loose. A pet.
I do. 2 rescue dogs. So far, so good.
Put her
They're still
up.
alive.
Do you know where your rescue dogs are right now? I bet you do, don't you? Where are they?
I do at all times. I do.
Okay,
So
here we go.
you think it's okay to know where your dog is, but that children, the human.
Well, here's the thing, Nancy.
Yeah, it is.
It's
That's
okay
why
to let them go
I
and
that.
come
Like,
as they
what
please?
was her
No,
bashing
no.
her
However,
family
I've
and
worked
how
with a
she
lot of
wouldn't do it.
troubled teens.
It's
Not
just
saying that she
the
was,
cast. Well,
but there are some
I
circumstances where a family can try
think
so
she sent
hard
you
to
this,
do
no?
everything that they have the capacity and the tools to do, and it's still not enough. There's overriding factors such as this wealthy
I know
young
what one of those
celebrity
are.
luring her in.
They laid down, rolled over, and played dead. And I could put that in a lot of different ways, but they wouldn't be fit for
Is that
the
what
air.
it is?
You're seeing that video of her
Brittany?
running down the street at 7 a.m. I can tell you this much. I know where my children are at 7 a.m. You ever heard of Life 360? Even when I'm not with them,
I
I
thought I
know
had
where
it
they are because
ordered.
there's no way
No,
they're going to be
yeah,
separated from their
this
cell
is really
phone.
not cool.
That video from our friends at TMZ, but
Oh, here we go.
very
Here we go.
expensive items were seen on Celeste
Flojo,
that
welcome
her
in.
parents did not give her, and she certainly did not buy herself. For instance, a very expensive purse and a diamond ring. Let's take a look. Now, what about it, Dr. Bethany? Where did she get those?
Well, that's a Louis Vuitton purse. That looks like a 1.5 carat diamond. She certainly didn't go get a job and buy them herself. What girl is given gifts like that, if not that somebody's trying to have power over her? And also, we saw this with Cassie Ventura. The gifts were given, taken away, given, taken away. So we don't know that those gifts were permanently under her possession either. I've had women in my practice who are abused, whose husbands buy them expensive purses, but will not allow them access to cash. And when I say to the husbands, she needs to go to the grocery store, she needs to shop. He goes, well, I gave her purses. So purses here in Southern California are a very common thing for men to give to women to have control over them.
Hi guys, Crime Stories, now featuring on streamer Fox One. The conspiracy theorists' online sleuthing has exploded. Literally dozens and dozens of theories.
How do you know that this isn't somebody setting up David?
Why? Why would anyone want to frame him? That's crazy talk.
This model sends a notification to cell phone whenever the front trunk, is open for more than 10 minutes. If someone was loading Celeste's body into the car and it took more than 10 minutes, Burke could have received a notification, and this notification could be found on his phone by law enforcement.
The Tesla Model Y belonging to Burke, David Anthony Burke, the artist known as David. It looks like D4VD. Joining me now, Scott Eicher, who has actually performed experiments with a Tesla. Founding member, FBI Celeste.
Yeah, this is where I wanted to play it. So this is where the guest, I feel, and my mic was muted, but what I was saying is that those opinions expressed by Nancy Grace are hers and hers only, not mine. Okay. So the guest coming up is what I want to focus the video on.
Analysis survey team, former police officer, homicide detective with Norfolk, Virginia. Currently, precision cellular analysis. Scott, thank you for being with us. Explain what you learned about this Tesla, other than the fact that if the trunk is open over 10 minutes, an alert is sent by text or email to the owner.
Yeah, and the Tesla, as we have talked before, has numerous cameras on it, so that you get these alerts when the trunk is open, or the front trunk, they call it the frunk, and there's a small area in the front of the car there, in the front, that you can put baggages or groceries. That's what I use it for. But in this case, her body was found inside the frunk of the Tesla. It's a very small area, and you can see some of the pictures. This is my daughter here sitting in it.
Who is that? That's your reenact, okay?
Yes, ma'am. That's my daughter. She's about 100 pounds, so it's pretty tight in there for her. But
I mean, look how excuse me. Look how tight that is. I mean, look at how tight that is. So now, in my opinion, I do believe that arm that was stretched out. Look at this person's arm, her daughter, the FBI guy's daughter's arm. Look how long it looks in the shot, and look how small that is. And she's roughly about the same size as Celeste. So if that arm is stretched out over the trunk there, the frunk of it, the stupid name that they put on the Tesla. I mean, look how far that arm looks, and then it, going over it. I mean, I do believe that's an arm, in my opinion. I mean, it's that small, and this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get either somebody the same size, or measure it, or something like that. Just, I mean, but look how small this is in comparison. This is what I wanted to check out. I mean, look at this. Yeah, she was smaller, but I mean, it's still small. Relatively. I mean, she's tight in there, you know what I mean?
As if it, if the victim in this case with
Thank you,
Celeste,
Cindy.
she's already deceased, they're more foldable and bendable at that point in time.
Scott Eicher, how tall is your daughter?
5'2",
Yeah, that makes sense. The
100
tuxedo
pounds.
bag, right?
Okay, that's generally the same size as Celeste, generally speaking. Let's see that shot again. We also know that Celeste's
Okay,
body
and then
is
look at
in
this
a
right here. And so this right here, there's going to be another guest coming up too, and he's very interesting. Again, this is going to be a trigger warning because, excuse me, they do talk about rigor mortis, they do talk about decomposition, they do talk about heavy stuff. So before we continue, they are going to talk about dismemberment. They are going to talk about things that are heavy. So just if you need to take a break or whatnot, just a fair warning.
bag, which that's a whole nother can of worms for Jeffrey Gentry, our blood pattern analyst. But back to Scott Eicher regarding the Tesla. Celeste was dismembered, okay? Which means that although we don't know the specifics of the dismemberment yet.
Yeah, did you hear that? I mean, he's saying it straight out, right? As before, it was like maybe, maybe not. Who knows? 50-50, right? We were like 50-50. I mean, because it could go either way. But I mean, she's a big channel. She's huge in the true crime community. And for her to say that like that, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I mean, and then you'll see what the next guest, I mean, they double down on that. They double.
That could have made it much easier to put her body in the trunk since she was dismembered.
I totally
What were
agree
you
with
saying about the degree of rigor or livor mortis? What were you saying about that?
Yeah, as I said, if she's dead, she's more foldable or manipulable in her body, so could fit into that small area of the trunk of the Tesla. And there's numerous cameras all around that. I also
Scott Eicher, I'm curious about that USB that goes into the Tesla recording, and the recordings are stored on the USB. Would the car start if someone had removed the USB?
Yes, it will. It will start, and it's just not going to save any of the data, the recordings from the cameras. The USB is really just there to save the pictures and the recordings.
Also, Scott, it's only 160-degree video of the surroundings of the car. What all would the cameras catch?
They catch numerous aspects, front, back, and side views of the camera, and this is me reenacting bringing a bag to the front of the car, opening the hood, placing that bag into that frunk area, that little space that we saw earlier, and then showing. As you can see, that's the dash camera in front of the car and right by the mirror. and it's facing right down the front of the car. So anybody coming to the front of that car will get viewed pretty clearly, as you can see. And then there's cameras on each side of the car and the rear of the car too.
Melissa, how many days passed from, let's just go with the last time she was sighted in August to the day that her body was discovered?
I believe it was about 11 days.
11 days. Okay. Dr. Kendall Crowns is joining me, Chief Medical Examiner, Tarrant County, that's Fort Worth. He is an esteemed lecturer at the Burnett School of Medicine at TCU, and he is now the star of a hit podcast, Mayhem in the Morgue. Dr. Crowns, how would rigor mortis or livor mortis affect the foldability of Celeste's body? And how can we tell by looking at the body what instrument was used to dismember her?
All right, so let's start with rigor mortis. Rigor mortis is basically the stiffening of the body after death. It usually sets in within a couple hours, up to 6 hours after death, lasts about a day before it disappears. So when it initially sets in, the body is very stiff, and it can make it very hard to bend the body, but if you force it enough, you can still bend the arms and the legs and even fold the person. Then once you break the rigor, it can't set back in. So will it make it difficult to put her in
Slow down. Dr. Kendall Crowns, you're speaking to mere mortals like myself. We're not all medical geniuses. You just said something about, I can't even repeat what you said, but I can ask a question. Isn't it true that after a period of hours, rigor, where you stiffen like a board, it's like cracking a 2x4 in half to fold a body like the legs or the arms that are in rigor. After a period of hours, rigor dissipates and the body again becomes malleable. Isn't that true?
Yeah, after about a day or two, the rigor will actually disappear. Starts in the small muscles first and goes to the larger ones. So it only lasts about a day or two before it's gone. But you can break the rigor by pushing on the arms or the extremities and folding them along the joint spaces. You're able to still break the rigor, and you could fold a person into a suitcase or a trunk or whatever if you need to.
Dr. Kendall Crowns, how long does it take? What's the person's killed for rigor to set in?
About 2 to 6 hours. It starts in the smaller muscles first, like your jaw muscles, and then spreads to the larger muscles at the end.
Okay, so you know what that says to me, Dr. Kendall Crowns? I think that whoever dismembered her did it very quickly after she was killed, before rigor had set in. And again, Dr. Kendall Crowns, how can we look at her body? Of course, it will be microscopic, and a microscopic investigation, to look at the actual tissue. Let's just pretend that the body was severed at the knee. Okay, let's just pretend. You take the severed limb and you put it under a microscope at the point of severance, and you look at those microscopic cells of the leg. Then you look at the bone. How can you determine what type of tool was used to sever this child's body?
So what you can do is, if they used a saw or something along those lines, the saw has the little teeth in it. They will actually leave kind of hash marks in the bone as they're sawing through the bone that can be looked at and then be used as a comparison back to what is the alleged instrument used to dismember the body. So you can do a basically a comparison analysis of the marks on the bones compared back to the instrument that was used to do the dismembering. Tissue itself, the tissue tearing, all that, there's no way to really look at that and know if it was a saw or not, but you can kind of get an idea of how rough the tissue looks. Did they use a knife? Because the wounds will be cleaner than if they used a saw, which will be more ragged. But it is actually the bones themselves. When you look at them, you can kind of get an idea of the tool. And
although we are learning, he's going on social media and Reddit users, everybody posting about Celeste murder, and he is trying to control rights to him. So he's not totally. He can go online and do that, but not me.
I know TMZ and Nancy Grace are reporting about the dismemberment. I mean, they're doubling down now. So, yeah, I mean, I was on mute, but what I wanted to say is that we haven't had any official documents or official statements stating that. I get why they're saying that, but I mean, it's like, let's just take it with a grain of salt. It's 50-50. We don't know, right? Because it could be the decomposition, severely decomposed, and it could just, whatever may happen, right? It could just dismember itself by its own just because of the decomposition. And but we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything from law enforcement, from the examiner. We haven't heard anything from that. So yeah, we'll just take it with a grain of salt for now, and until we get official confirmation that that's what it was. But I mean, that's what they're and I've seen other articles too, not just Nancy Grace and TMZ. I've seen other articles that state dismembered. So we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. We just don't know right now. I don't know, right? Because I don't know what was going on with the uh you know we just haven't had any real confirmation from law enforcement or this or that from anybody from the coroner's office. But these guys are connected. These guys are always getting the freaking than anybody else. I get that. Me personally, I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm 50-50. It's 50-50. All right, it's just 50-50. So let's just take it with a grain of salt. We'll see what happens.
A word of condolence. Speaking of remaining notice, Celeste wasn't there. Did nobody say, hey, Celeste? Apparently, because she was never reported missing. Yeah. Digest that for a minute. Nor was his car reported stolen. Interesting. Right. That's called circumstantial evidence. And again, Burke is innocent. As we word from Burke, again, radio silent. I want to circle back to for joining us. Forensics, the video, the Tesla, you performed multiple experiments. The bag. I want to go to Jeffrey Gentry, forensic certified bloodstain pattern analyst, senior scene analyst, and death investigator, author of Forensic Science Application and Crime Scene Investigations and Analysis, author of Death Investigations Information. And we talk one moment, Gentry, trash bags. Oh, how I love them. Why? Because they're so easy. From. Explain.
They are super glue techniques where you can put the environment. There are multiple bags. Then you might even want to consider, well, so you might be able to figure out who was handling either before they were filled during the process or when they were being put inside of the vehicle.
Veteran defense attorney Joanna Nieves.
See, that's huge. What that
Joining
guy
us
was
from
saying.
this jurisdiction. Joanna, I guess you would argue with a trace that, hey, if fingerprints are on that bag, that means.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, that was good. That guest was saying, that FBI one, he did the reenactment. That was good. And then this other guy, he's like a forensics guy. He was talking about fingerprints on the bag. I mean, these guests are really good. And that's what I focused on. And then she gets this other guest and talks about, like, kind of like defending the situation, which, the avenues, if we don't agree with it, fine. But I do like to explore those avenues and have discussions about it, whether it is or isn't. Then it's just a matter of like having that conversation until it does come out. And yeah, I've heard that too with the OD theory. I mean, that was like theory number 79 or something. An OD theory. Somebody panicked, and that's what I was. That's one of the conversations we had, was that is that it could have been something of that situation where somebody panicked, did this, did that, and she says the exact same thing. And this came out today, and we talked about that before.
This bag was problem.
Oh, it would be with a straight more before we can tie him to this act. First of all, we haven't even established the manner of death or the time of death. And so we don't know if an actual murder was committed. Could this be a situation where there's this alternate theory where maybe she's engaged in some drug activity, ODs, passes, falls dead in front of someone, maybe not even David, and they panic. And of course, in maybe their stupor, they, with lacking judgment, decide to get rid and dismember it. Not the best decision. That's why right now nobody has been named yet as the primary suspect in this, because we have to establish what actually happened to her first, and then we can get to whose fingerprints were on the bag.
No, we don't. I don't know why you're saying that. Put her up. Let me your memory, your recollection, as we say in court.
See, and this what he had said about that, and the cause of death was like, okay, I get that. But then the rebuttal from Nancy Grace was like, no, we don't. And then she brings up cases. So I thought that interaction was good. Just that conversation. So we'll go into that.
Do you recognize her, Joanna Nieves? That's Lacey Peterson. The body of her little boy, her unborn child, Connor, washed up on the shore of San Francisco Bay near the marina where her husband was fishing on Christmas Eve. We never got a COD on her, did we? But yet, there was a murder conviction. Let's try another photo. Look at her. Her name is Ann Morphew, Joanna Nieves. We don't have her COD either. Her bones were buried miles and miles and miles away from home. But her bike was found not too far from her home, in another area. Her husband suggested a wild animal did it, a mountain lion.
Yeah, right. You know, if the toxicology comes back clean, right? I mean, that's a possibility too. Why don't they talk about that too, right?
Okay, here's another photo. Do you recognize this woman? Her name is Anna Walsh. Her body's never been found, but all of those cases are going forward, Joanna Nieves. Just because you can get rid of a COD cause of death does not mean you're walking free.
Yeah, so I thought
Melissa
that was
McCarty joining us, investigative reporter, host of Killer Genes, and author of The Making of a Crime Reporter, who I can assure you knows where her dogs are at this hour. Melissa, tell me about the search of D4VD's mansion.
Right. So the house in the Hollywood Hills, it was leased under his manager's name, but we know that LAPD, during the investigation, they were taking out electronics and looking for blood fluid, pieced together some kind of forensic connection between the two of those. Did a homicide take place in the house? Was it at location number 1, location number 2? But they did go search the house. What they found has not been revealed yet.
This is from our friend Harvey Levin at TMZ. Jeffrey Gentry.
Yeah, there are cameras everywhere on the Hollywood Hills. Everywhere. Not only personal cameras and personal security guards guarding those homes, there's also city cameras, like big ones there. I should have taken a picture of them. But there's cameras everywhere.
Following up on what Melissa McCarty just stated, she said they were looking for blood evidence. What specifically were they looking for, and how would luminol play into that?
Luminol is a chemical that can be used to detect blood that's not visible with the naked eye. So I've used it in many cases, and it's on areas that are either dark or areas that have been cleaned up. So if I were in that home looking, I would think a body has been dismembered. And keep in mind that when you're dismembering a body in areas like bathrooms, I would be looking outside, like on patios. I'd be looking in garages. And you spray this chemical, and under dark conditions, it will light up. So it's going to tell you where that dismemberment occurred. If it was inside the house or on the back patio, it's a very useful technique. And then after you've sprayed this chemical, if you're using the right one, you can actually swab it to confirm that there was blood. Because for several days, weeks, that stuff is going to get cleaned up. If somebody does a good job, it's not going to be really visible with the naked eye, but this chemical is perfect for enhancing blood stains so that you can see them, document them, and then collect DNA.
Gentry, you know what I love? Cast off. And when I say cast off, I mean, for instance, if you stab someone and swing back, blood, minute particles are the wall or the ceiling, or we don't know where. And when looking for blood at a crime scene, not only do you use luminol, as Jeffrey Gentry accurately described, you look for blood in very odd places, on the ceiling, at the tops of the walls, places where you would not find blood normally. Like she cut her leg, shaving, you would expect to find blood. but not on the ceiling, the tops of the wall, not on the curtains. And the type of matters. Is it a dot? You look, is it running here and then trails off here, which will tell you the direction in which it passed off. Just it's an art. It's a science and an art. And I just pray to get all that evidence, if there any, before the home is professionally cleaned or repainted. If you know, or you think you know, called in to David Burke's mansion to please dial this number 3-486-6890 86-690. Remember, an American hero, Detective Isaiah.
Just back that up a little bit to the tip line. Yeah, so that was, I mean, that was really like, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way, the way they were covering. The way she was covering it before, I get her style, but it wasn't like this. I mean, it seems like something has changed with the mainstream media. I don't know what it is, and I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way, but something shift in the narrative of the mainstream media. And I don't like to get too conspiratorial or anything like that, but it seems like it has changed. I'll put it that way. And I don't know what it is, or if I'm just tripping, but it's something that's like um, that I'm not liking. So I don't know what it is, but just within the past day or two, it seems like the narrative is changing. They're saying dismemberment, they're saying chopped up, they're saying that word, they're doubling down on that. It's just yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But yeah, if you guys have any tip lines, call the LAPD Robbery Homicide Division. There's a number. I'll keep it up there for a minute. But I mean, the guests were really good. The uh just the FBI, the way he was reconstructing, the Tesla. I mean, look how small that is. So I'm gonna bring up those pictures, and yeah, it's just yeah, it just didn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? It was, the way, like, before, Nancy Grace was saying she's a child, something just changed, and it's like I don't know what happened with that, and then they're going with the dismemberment because we don't know, right? No, we don't know, officially know. So why are they pushing that? How do they know that? And they're doubling down on it. So it's something that I took note of, and I'm gonna keep track of that and keep it in my mind. And let's all keep that in our minds too about it, because I do want to come back to it. If it's not true, then we want to, uh, we want to revisit it and think about, wait, well, it's, like, remember when they were doing this and it changed and stuff like that. So yeah, and you know, just something odd, between the past couple of days. Just isn't sitting well with me. But the guests were good. I really liked the guests. I really wanted to focus on the trunk, the front of it, because we had gone over that yesterday, and I saw that, and I tried to fast forward it as much as possible. I do apologize for that. Not putting it all the way, but the information really great. I did enjoy that. I did find it informative, and you know, there was a part where, she did come back with a rebuttal, Nancy Grace, about saying, like, you don't need a cause of death, and then she gave examples. So that was good too. And I try to see all angles. I get it. And then the emotional part, it's hard sometimes with these cases. And wherever it leads, that's where it ever leads. If he's not the guy, David, then okay, he's not the guy. But you better make sure that you let us know with timelines and that no stone is unturned, right? I mean, you better believe that that's what they should be doing, and I think they are doing that. I think they're working overtime, double overtime to get this case resolved. I mean, we just saw that there was an arrest in the other one too. So I do believe there is going to be arrest in this case. I think we just have to be patient, and I think they're working hard. And whatever, no. And yeah, those guys are great. And I wish we could hear from them in a different setting. You know what I mean? But the Tesla one was really good, really informative, and that's what I was going to do, something similar like that, and to give us a perspective. But when we saw that, I think it gave us what we needed in terms of perspective. And I mean, I was blown away how small that was. Blown away because from the camera angle of that, hey, what's up, Ben? How you doing? Welcome in, Tigress. Welcome in. From that angle of the helicopter or the drone, whatever it was, the front of the trunk looks big for some reason, and I was like, that looks pretty big. But when I saw this one, it was a clear picture, a clear video, a clear. Um, hey, Kimberly, how you doing? Uh, it's small, so I thought that was important. And I'll bring up those pictures so we can look at them. And they kept putting this out too, like 3 or 4 times. This one right here. That's why I took a screenshot of it, which is fair, of course. They're covering their ass on something for liability purposes. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just something has shifted, so we'll see. We'll see what's going on. But I did take pictures of the screenshots of what we just saw. Real interesting stuff with the Tesla. I thought that was important because we had just covered that last night. I mean, look how tiny that is. And so the FBI's daughter went in there and reenacted it. I mean, look how tiny that is. And she's roughly that size. I mean, you're not going to get it perfect, but it's just an idea. This one, I thought was interesting. This picture right here. I mean, look how freaky, creepy this looks. Like eerie. You know what I mean? That's your first thought is to put a body in the front of your Tesla. Mm. So look at that picture and then look at this one right here. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm saying. Is that so, Ben? Do you know if maybe that's the bigger one right here? Because to me, this looks big. But when you see this other one, it's small, and the guy's an FBI agent. I mean, he's not just somebody that's not, you know what I mean, not in the know. I would think he would know what size that is, comparing it to the Tesla. So I mean, if that's the trunk of it, so I guess maybe I will go and do that anyway, just to get our doubts right, because we see that already. Well, there's different models, there's different this is that, this is if I go and do it, you definitely know what size that's going to be. The same model, same year. I mean, it has to be exact. So from that to that, you see what I mean? It just seems this one seems a little bit bigger, but then I don't know. But then it would make sense, like you know what I mean? That's the arm. It's stretched out because it's so small. But then look at the headlight. Look, headlights aren't that big, and it's already the length of the you know the length of the trunk, the frunk. So I'll probably do it anyway. I'll probably get the exact same model. I'll try to find it and then go from there. But I mean, look at that. Look at compared to that to what the FBI agent's daughter is in the front. I mean, am I missing something? Or is the tarp making it look? Yeah, it's in a helicopter view. Yeah, but is the tarp making it look different or bigger? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the illusion is the tarp or whatever it may be. But if it's not, it would make sense that it is small, right? I mean, look how small that is. One true witness says, if I can go to the near me and say I'm interested in the lease and look at one and take photos, yeah, that would be great. Um, Mustang, can you drop my? I think you did drop my email, or maybe you do have it. But if you can, that would be great. If not, I can drop it in. No worries. But yeah, that would be great, right? Go to the dealership. Yeah, if the body parts were sticking out, Cindy, I agree. Um, I think with this, I think maybe I mean, they took this out, right? The bag, it wasn't like that when it got towed, right? So they're opening it up, they're opening that. So maybe, I don't want to be too graphic, but when they opened up the bag, it stuck to the bag. The arm stuck to the bag, and it opened it up, and that's how the arm is. Because if you look closely on the right arrow, I mean that looks freaky. It does look like an arm. Okay, thank you, Mustang. Appreciate you. Yeah, Whitney, let me know. And our channel of the week is Hio Sandra, real cool person that is a creator as well. I mean, she should have way more subs, way more views, in my opinion. I enjoy her content, and she has a load of knowledge. She's yeah, she's cool. So check her out if you have a chance. Let's see. So I'm not sure who our next uh, YouTube channel of the week is going to be next week. But hey, if I see that you're doing good and I like you, and I already probably watch you anyway, those are the channels that I'd like to promote. Then you'll be part of the family multiverse, the Shark family multiverse, and yeah, keep it going. And then here's the bag too, the tuxedo bag. Yeah, Mustang, appreciate you. See, here's the bag, right? And that would make sense, right, Joe? That if that's the bag, then it would make sense that that's what it is because of the portion of it, the perspective of it, right? Look at that, from the bag to that. See what I'm saying? And look at the light. Look at the light. See, I'm more convinced that it is this size because look at the headlight up top. If you look at the headlight, it starts from where the opening is on the corner of the trunk to the edge of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check it out myself anyway, just to get my doubts out of my head because yeah, we're gonna have to do that, and we'll deep dive into it. And the Shark family puts in the work, so we appreciate you. I appreciate you, and yeah, hit the like button if you like what I do. I'll be going to the Lake Elsinore tomorrow to first and foremost, put some water in the vases, make sure that everything's cool over there, clean it up, do the memorial, and then I'll be seeing if. Uh, what's going on with the funeral services. I haven't heard anything, or if it's public or private. So again, I'm not going there to interview people. It's. I mean, I've buried a lot of people in the past few years because of suicide, because of alcoholism, because of COVID. So I know how it is in a funeral. I know the temperature of a funeral. So I'm going to be careful. I'm going to tread lightly, and I'm going to be respectful first and foremost. It's about justice. It's about Celeste Rivas. I will be getting some flowers if I'm able to give them to a family member or just put them there after it's all said and done. So be it. But it's my heart, my intentions is to see the love of the family, because I've seen pictures of how much the family loves Celeste, and I truly do believe that that's what it is. Regardless if she's running away, she's a teenager. You know, it's just sometimes that happens, and I mean, it's that's one thing I do want to go into. Maybe I'll go into that soon, but um, we'll yeah, the playlist, yeah, definitely for sure. It's just I got so much going on during the day that, like today, I got a lot of stuff done, and yeah, definitely, that's something on the to do list, and I'll be going also to the baby Emanuelito memorial as well, because I saw video that there's a tent there, and I thought that was pretty cool, straight from the heart that somebody would do that. I might have an idea who did it, and they had put they had put yeah, a tent to cover the excuse me, the teddy bears from the the stuffed animals, um and I thought that was freaking great. So I'll be going there. I'll probably make a video. If I Last time I went live, it wasn't I don't know if it's the area or whatnot, but I really want to showcase how beautiful it is. So I might just take video. If I do to go live, then if it's not working, then I'll just do the video anyway. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, and checking that out. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what it is. Um, so first and foremost, it's about the missing and the murdered for sure, 100%. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what it is, and I truly believe that her family did love her, just based on the pictures that I've seen that the media aren't showing, and that we are. And I do want to push that narrative. I do want to push that side of it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. You grab some water. Let me put some music. Let's hang out for a little bit, because I do need to get some rest in a little bit. But we'll hang out for a little bit. We'll stretch out, and then I'll put some more pictures up in a second. But yeah, let me grab some water. Conversation. Thank you everybody for being so cool. So we're gonna hang out, stretch out a little bit after these topics. That's what I like to do. Alright, I'm back. I was gonna grab a Coke Zero, but I grabbed some mineral water. Here's some other things I wanted to put up too. This is tripping me out right here, and I want you guys to tell me what you think. Okay? So these are the dates for his tour. Let me ask you this. Do the dates align with what if he would have been home? When they said a few weeks, what does that mean? A few weeks from September 8th. Would it align from him being in the LA area on August 5th? Or am I missing a date somewhere? Let me double check. Cindy, yeah, I got mineral water. I don't want to stay up too long. I gotta wake up in the morning. Oh yeah, Valve Teen Vision. Hey, good to see you. Welcome in. Let me welcome the new people that are coming in. And yeah, it's confirmed that they are here legally. But these dates are really these tour dates. I mean, a few weeks, is that also considered a month? More than a month? Because that's what we're going to have to be talking about, right? With these dates? Am I missing something? What am I missing? What am I missing? There's one on August 5th, Del Mar, California. And that was not too far, maybe 2 hours from Los Angeles. So it would have to be before that, right? Before he goes on tour. If it is him allegedly. And then the body's found on the 8th, right? And on the 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th, he's in Madison, he's in Minneapolis. He's already long gone. So this, I mean, yeah. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, this case is heavy, huh, Deladane? What am I missing here, guys? What am I not seeing with these tour dates? This one I did want to bring up, definitely. Boop 62, welcome in, welcome. So I'll make sure I say hi to the people who are joining us in the conversation in the Celeste Rivas case, David case. Isabel Park, good to see you again. Appreciate you. Always so nice when you come in. Love that. There she is, the one and only, gracing us with her presence. Is is True Crime Guardians. Her link is right there. Ben has dropped it. She's the we've been promoting her channel this whole week because I personally like her channel. I watch her channel all the time. I love her intro. I think she has one of the best intros in the YouTube crime community. I love it. I jam to it. I get pumped up. And so this whole week, she's been the channel of the week. Real cool person, and she was up on our live, and she was just cooking. I mean, she was on fire. So thank you for that, Hio Sandra. Always appreciate you. Very cool. The one true witness says the body was in his car. That's reasonable enough. Why not detain him, get a warrant, go through the house, and then hold him until the fine is clear? That's what they do with everybody. Yeah, that is true, right? They find drugs in your car, they'll arrest you right away. Whitney says, someone start a David didn't do it in Discord and watch him pop up. Hey, I think you're onto something. Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking too. I think it's like this whole everybody's being careful now. They're putting up that he's innocent until proven guilty, which is how it is. But it seems more than normal, right? And I'm wondering if they've been contacted by somebody, by the lawyer, right? Maybe it was after he attained that high-powered lawyer. Maybe that lawyer's busy in the background, being a busy bee. You know what I mean? Now that I'm thinking about it. Here's a picture of the Celeste that everybody's talking about in chat earlier. I personally don't think it's her. The hair is it's different, in my opinion. But maybe I'm not seeing what you're seeing. Oh yeah, I think you sent me that one too of the Celeste one. Let me see if I can bring that one up. Give me a second. Tinfoil tags, that lawyer working overtime. That's why the narrative is changing. Hey, something definitely is changing. All the hyper focus on the family so people won't look at David. Yeah, it feels like something has changed in the past few days. Yeah, this is a different picture too. Once I saw this picture, I was like, okay, that's not her. You think it's AI, Yellow Gang? I think the one that you posted is AI. I think this one isn't. in my humble opinion. Let me see if I can pull up that video of the Celeste one, the two Celestes. Excuse me. That mineral water is very carbonated, but I like it because then I start burping. But it's also not good for. So I don't have to move every time I burp. So he was bullied. It's interesting. So he got kicked out at 11, talking supposedly to Celeste. Oh yeah, Heel was sending me videos of that dude. What's up with that guy? I didn't get a chance to look at all the videos or any of the videos that Heel sent me. But what is that really the bodyguard, or is he just pretending to be the bodyguard and saying stupid shit? Either way, it's not cool joking about that shit. You know what I mean? All right, Boop622, good to see you. I just want to bring up this Izzy. Yeah, I just want to bring up this video.
This is Celeste Herrera.
Turn this music off.
This is Celeste Herrera.
So yeah, just take that with a grain of salt because I mean she hasn't come out and said that that's her Herrera, Celeste Herrera. But that's what the opinion is that's Celeste Herrera, and then that's Celeste Rivas. So I thought I wanted to show at least what people are thinking, who is who. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It's from TikTok. It's not from an official statement. And let me add this scene real quick, and let me go over this video again. So after watching a lot and then really focusing on how Celeste Rivas looks,
that's controversial. It's controversial of raping
with
kids.
this video, I'm a little unsure now, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest, video, I am not sure. Celeste Rivas, because why would he put her on? I mean, he's never put her on. He's never put her on video like that. He's always covering her face, right? So if this is her, okay. But I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of doubting myself if it is her or not in this video. So let me play it again.
I media trained you. No, you didn't. That's controversial. It's controversial of raping kids. Really good. Okay, it's been a good one. Bye. Bye, guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm doubting myself with this one if it is or not. I know. It's weird, right? Maybe that's by design. maybe everything that we're seeing is by design. Freaking lawyer working overtime. Yeah, but I mean, how many girls at that age have that high pitched voice, or have that same lingo, have that same talk, have that same style? And the only reason I kind of am like revisiting this is um is that is why would he show her on video if all the pictures that have surfaced of Celeste Rivas and David, why is he showing her on video here, and why is he on the other pictures hiding her? You see what I'm saying? So we'll just put a pin on that. I think someone yesterday said that there was another body burning somebody's trunk or something. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know anything about it. So. He wasn't famous yet in that video. Interesting. But she doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Have to really look at it. Maybe I'll enhance that video. Maybe take out the chat. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can do that. Take out the chat, so it's just her and David. Yeah, they were talking about the Epstein list or the Epstein case. I think once the medical examiner comes out, we're going to have more information. But even then, when we've seen in other cases, right, when that information comes out, we have when one answer comes out, we have 1,000 more questions, right? Yeah, I know they are. But are they saying Celeste Rivas there on the chat? You know what I'm saying? I think after the video came out, this one, or the picture of this one, I think I'm just being more careful now to not just jump to say that is her. And I think maybe that's by design. If you guys like to continue the conversation, I do have a Discord. It's the same rules that apply here. Be cool, be chill, act accordingly, keep it classy. You know, it's not hard to do. And everybody has been great. So I appreciate everybody. So if you'd like to continue the conversation, join us there. And, you know, we can post pictures. You can post pictures. You can post links. You can post videos and things like that. It's a lot more interactive. So if you want to join there, we're there. And you can continue the conversation. So I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. That's it. I was only going to do an hour. I'm at an hour and 42 minutes. I got to get some rest. I need to wake up early tomorrow. I will be going to Lake Elsinore and also, you know, checking out Celeste Rivas Memorial, filling up the flowers with water, making sure they have water, putting some flowers there, making it look pretty, making sure that, you know, trash is picked up around that area. And then going to the Baby Manuel Memorial as well to update you on the memorial there. Pretty cool stuff. Somebody put a tent there, so I want to go and take some pictures and just show you how, you know, the community is really coming together with that and taking care of the memorial, which I thought was pretty nice. So take everybody. You guys have a good night and take care. I love you and be safe.